Hey guys, this is Adam Atrophy here, and I'm here to tell you as since we're getting close to the haunt season of this year, 2012, I think I might as well want to give you a bit of terror tips, I would call them, for the major haunts to get the best out of your visit out of them, which is major haunts are theme park ones, which is either from Not Scary Farm, Universal, and that sort of thing. So here are my tips for you guys on to get the best out of your night at the major theme park haunts, and hope you get the best out of it. Terror tip number one is to arrive early in the park. Now this is the number one tip. If you follow only one recommendation that I can give you in this video, this should be the one. I mean, this will make and break your entire night. So trust me on that. Get there before the haunt opens. I would recommend a half hour earlier or earlier than that. Some haunts will actually be like letting people in about a half hour early. That's when they open their gates before the actual, start time, posted start time, which is usually at 7 p.m. I believe. I mean, you might be able to go into a maze with almost, less to no people in it. Some haunts will actually be having, opening ceremonies, which should be worth watching. And and also related to this, that get your tickets in advance, that's related to that's a benefit of going there early. And waiting in line for tickets is wastes valuable time. So I recommend you buy your tickets in advance. Now moving on to terror tip number two. Work front to back. Now, this only works if you got in there early. You might think going straight to the mazes in the back is a good idea, but you're wrong. I mean, sure, there's no one in the back, when you get there, but, when you circle back to the mazes in the front, that's when the lines over there get packed. So everyone else will be working front to back. So as long as you're head of the team, head of the groups, then this approach will work really well. But if you arrive late, then forget it, man. You're screwed. I mean, no matter which direction you take. Terror tip number three: eat dinner either before or wait until you leave, which is after your visit. I mean, seriously, do you really want to, wait in line for, food, inside the park that costs about, I don't know, like $8? No, of course you don't. I mean, as part of the go early plan, you should have a dinner before you enter the park. I suggest you would have a dinner that's near the park as possible. And if you're that hungry, then just grab a snack and eat in line. Don't waste valuable time queuing up for theme park food. I mean, you're just wasting valuable time. And so I recommend you eat dinner before you get there, or wait till you. Or on the other hand, you could also wait and eat afterward. Terror tip number four: keep your group small. The more the merrier does not work at haunts, especially in major haunt standards. I mean, they just get, there are some major haunts out there that are just too crowded, and having a big group with you is just gets really annoying, and it just gets too crazy. And that explains why, there wouldn't be gatherings to happen. Hitting all the mazes, scare zones, shows and rides and everything in a single crowded night requires a bit of coordination. And the more the people you have in your group, then, the less likely it is that, consensus will be reached. So some people would go on the rides first. Some people would want to hit the mazes. Some might want to, want to, be hungry and want food. No more than 1 to 6 people, unless you're willing to accept the fact that you won't get to do everything. So yeah, that's my tip. Terror tip number 5: ride the rides and coasters and see the shows only after you've been in all the mazes. Now, the mazes in the haunted houses are the main attraction. They are only open in about like 5 or 6 weeks at most during the year. You can go back and ride the coasters some other time. And also for the shows, let's face it. Most shows at major haunts are pretty stupid. I mean, no offense to all of you, people who love the shows. Save those for last, or at least save those for last until or go see the shows at least after you hit all the mazes that you really want to go through. Terror tip number 6: go early in the season, because I gotta tell you, the closer it gets to Halloween, the more crowded major haunts get. They hit their peak Halloween night and Halloween weekend and the weekend before. So I suggest going to the haunts as close to the opening weekend as possible. And also the monsters are fresh and they're ready to scare. I have experienced monster fatigue when I've gone to the. What I mean by that is when I got near to the end of the season, I have noticed monsters talking to each other. They're texting and drinking a soda as they lean against a wall, and that sort of thing. And I suggest you would go early in season, because that's when monsters are ready to all fresh. They're ready to scare the heck out of you. The only downside while attending early in the season is that some scares might not be completely worked out, and that some monsters might just be finding their groove. So what I would get. So I'll tell you what. The tip that I can give you is that the best time to visit major haunts is either on the second weekend or third weekend of a haunt. And that's the best time to go. Terror tip number 7: bring positive people who love to have fun, who just loves to be scared, loves to release that tensity, and a lot of people who would be very excited, very just ready to have fun, and yeah, so that makes the whole night, because a lot of people just have fun as they're being scared and being chased by monsters and all. I mean, please don't, bring, negative people, because that would just ruin your whole night. So yeah, so as everyone in your group is happy and they're having a great time and you're having a great time and you're happy, then that's all great. That makes a great night, great visit to a major haunt. So that's it, guys, and that's my tip for all of you. And this is Adam Atrophy here, and I'll be seeing you in the dark. And happy screamings.